Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me in this video. This is a fulfillment of my Bible class subject, by which I have to feature one prominent figure in Adventist history. So, as you can see, I've shared my screen with you, and the person that I'm going to be featuring is Joseph Bates. So, from the title itself, From Sailor to Christ Pioneer, it summarizes his life and the things that we're going to talk about him. Bates was born in 1792 to 1872. He, as I did say a while ago, is a key figure in the early Seventh-day Adventist movement. So he actually started out as a sailor. He went to the sea at just the age of 50. Who is he and what does he fight for? So he was a temperance advocate. After he retired from sailing, he became a strong advocate for temperance. He promotes abstinence from alcohol, tobacco, and other substances. He also is a feature in the Millerite movement. He was a devoted follower of William Miller that influenced him. Who predicted? So William Miller is just so you know, is the one who predicted that Christ would return in around 1843 to 1844. The prophecy failed. That's what we call the Great Disappointment. But Bates is one of those people who continued to study the Bible to understand what had gone wrong. So although he did experience a great disappointment because he believed in the Millerite movement, but he did not stop there. His faith carried him through. And although the predictions were wrong, he knows that the Bible will not go wrong. So it speaks so much of his devotion. And that's also, I think, one of the reasons why he's one of my favorite. Next, he's a Sabbath reformer. He played a major role in introducing the Seventh-day Sabbath, the Saturday, to the Adventist movement after learning about it from Rachel Oakes Preston, a Seventh-day Adventist Baptist. Now, his achievements include he published the first Adventist Sabbath tract. So, since his goal is to promote the Sabbath, he continued to go ahead and print a tract about it. In 1846, he wrote a pamphlet titled The Seventh-day Sabbath, a Perpetual Sign, which helped convince others, especially the early Adventists, including Ellen G. White and James White, of the Sabbath truth. So he was one of the reasons why we have Ellen G. White and James White in the Adventist history. So, two historical accounts or the story. When Bates returned home, because he was a sea captain, a ship captain. When he returned home after the trip, he enthusiastically told his wife. So he went home, was so happy, so jubilant. He went straight to his wife and he said, "I found it. I have found it." So she asked him, "What have you found, Joseph?" And he replied, "The Sabbath truth. The seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord our God." So then responded, the wife, "Well, if you have found a new truth, go ahead and keep it. But as for me, I shall keep the old Sabbath." His wife, referring to the Sunday. So there was a division among them. Now, despite her initial resistance, Bates continued studying and sharing his beliefs. Eventually, his teachings influenced early Adventist leaders, including James and Ellen White, as I did mention, who also came to accept the biblical Sabbath doctrine. So, what do we learn from the Sabbath story? Number one, put God first. When God shows you new truths, choose to follow his voice regardless of what it may cost you. So Bates, observed Sunday. He did not know the truth, but along the way he met somebody who told him about the Sabbath. And when the truth was planted in his heart, he could not keep his mouth shut. Despite the resistance of his wife, he knew he had to say and spread it out. And that's it. Put God first and put the truth as your lamp onto your feet. Number two, truth paves its own way. So when the revelation comes from God, when you learn about a specific truth, it will reach the world, for even he can make the stone praise him. Choose to be a part of it because it will always happen anyways. So once God gives us truth, that truth will actually reach all corners of the globe, whether you participate in it or not. So it's not actually that God needs us, it's that we need God, and it's an honor for us, created beings, to work for God. So choose to work for God and choose to spread the gospel with Him. Number three, God works with those who continuously search Him. God chooses the faithful as His vessel rather than the skilled. So that's why He actually had 12 disciples of different skills. Not because of their skills, because there were fishermen, although there were tax collectors, but there were also low people, low class people. And you know that although they differ in regards to their profession, the only thing that makes them the same, that God chose them, is because they were faithful to Him. So He chooses those who are faithful rather than those who are skilled or knowledgeable. Only those who can continuously search Him despite the failures can walk through Him past the great controversy. So, my last message, dear Adventists today, you are indeed needed in God's vineyard of the light. We are to be God's carrier of the past truth as well. So, the truth that started long ago with Bates, with William Miller, the truth that stand time, the truth that passed the criteria of the Bible, the truth that runs in the Adventist history, and the truth still I know that will be discovered moving forwards as we move along the generation towards the coming of Christ. We are to be the carrier of the truth. Reject those that do not follow Christ, the practices that we have that actually misinterprets Christ's character. Once we get to realize who God is based on the Bible, let us be the carrier of that news to others. We have to light the world with our examples. Do not be afraid to follow His truth, no matter the cost. So truth does not end where a pastor says it ends, but truth begins when God opens our eyes to new truth. So we have to stay awake for that, especially in the end time. Now, as Bates pushed forward with a loud conviction for his newfound Sabbath truth, we also must be loud and proudly proclaim the truth in the Bible, even if it meant to die for those Bible truths. Nothing can separate us from His love. I am sure that neither death nor life will be able to separate us from the love of God. That is my prayer for this video. I hope you get to know Bates, and I hope you are inspired by his conviction. And I hope that we continue to stand in the Adventist faith, not in the Adventist church. Let the wise hear, and let the fools ask for knowledge in regards to that statement. Bye.